Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We're currently here at San Francisco International Airport at the International Terminal, and we're going to be taking this brand new PMDG 777-300ER from San Francisco to Tokyo Narita. Flight time for this flight is 11 hours and 13 minutes of block time and 10 hours and 45 minutes of air time. We're currently cold and dark here at the gate, and we don't have anything connected to the aircraft. This is going to be my second full flight with the aircraft and pretty much my first long haul. I just did a quick test flight from here to Washington, D.C., and it went pretty smooth. But now we're finally going to take it for a 10-hour plus flight over the Pacific Ocean. Super excited to get this aircraft powered on and going and show you guys all the details and features that it has to offer. But without further ado, let's go through the jetway here and get ready for our flight over to Tokyo Narita. And welcome onto the aircraft. As you can see, the whole interior is modeled, and we're going to walk to the front of the aircraft here to hop into the flight deck. You can also see here that the flight deck is slightly elevated. So we'll go ahead and take a seat here and power on the aircraft. Alright, we're now seated. Let's go ahead and power on the aircraft. Go and get our seatbelts on. Nav lights are already on. Alright, everything is powering on now. We'll go ahead and start the boarding process. Alright, the crew is currently boarding and we're getting our bags loaded up. We're going to head down to the FMC and do our flight planning. Pre-flight checklist, oxygen is tested 100%. Flight instruments are good, and we'll set our parking brake. Pre-flight checklist completed. I do want to grab the SFO weather real quick, so we'll do that. We'll head over to the FMC. There's our weather. Gonna enter in our origin and then request a flight plan. There's our routes. We'll go ahead and grab our wind. We're going to be departing on runway 28 left, which was just recently opened at SFO. And we have no SID today. We're just going to be departing our runway and then going direct to our next waypoint. Into Narita, we're going to be arriving on 16 right. With the Lublag star. Check for any discontinuities. And we'll double check the flight plan once we go into plan mode on our display. We're gonna head over to perf inits, accept that. Grab our zero fuel weights, drop that in there, and we'll do our perf on the iPad here. We'll head over to performance tool import from OFP. So like 28 left. Calculate. We're gonna do flaps 5. There's our trim, VREF speeds, V1 speeds, and our temperature. Go ahead and put 42 for our temperature. Looks good. Flaps 5. Our CG, trim 5, and V1 168, VR 175, and V2 181. Quite the heavy takeoff today.
Make sure you lean up and reach behind you, and there is a shoulder strap that needs to be connected to your lap belt for takeoff. And make sure that you do connect that shoulder strap to your lap belt for takeoff and landing. Thank you.
Right, we can see your altimeter is 29990. So that is set, and we'll go through our flight plan here, make sure everything looks good. So we'll depart on 28 left, make a left-hand turn toward Bebop. Continue cruising along just above Hawaii here. This usually isn't a typical route. We kind of go up toward Alaska usually, and then come down from the northeast into Narita. But this time we're going to cut across the Pacific. So we're coming in from the southeast. There's our top of descent and our arrival. Bit of an interesting arrival. And then we make a left-hand turn for 16 right into Narita. And then there's our missed approach segment over here. So our flight plan looks good. Cool with everything on there. We can go ahead and cancel that. I'll go ahead and enter in our V2 speed of 181. And we will be cruising up to flight level 320 initially. There's 320. We'll engage LNAV and VNAV. And we can start up our APU now. Our APU is successfully started up. We are on APU gens now. I'm going to do the exterior walk around of the aircraft, and then we can get ready to go. All of our passengers are boarded now. exterior walk around is completed. We're going to get ready for our pushback here. Fuel pumps can come on. Hydraulic pumps. Flight deck doors closed and locked. Passenger signs are on. MCP, we have 181, which is our V2. We'll set our runway heading and altitude is 32,000 feet. Takeoff speeds, we have V1 167, VR 175, and V2 181. CDU pre-flight is completed. Trim is 5. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed. Beacon light is on. 4-star checklist complete. Switch over to the engine page.
Release parking brakes, please.
We're giving away American. Go with 5629.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, gear is getting unlocked. We're going to start up engine 1.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Alright, we have a good start on engine 1.
Okay, go all the way down
Starting
to Mike
engine
1
2.
and hold short of 1 left.
Alright, all the way down to Mike 1, hold short of 1 left, United 1632.
United 1082.
I've flown on this aircraft multiple times and it's pretty insane how realistic these sounds are.
Look at you that.
Checklist. For taxi checklist, anti-ice is auto, recall is checked, auto brake is RTO, flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clear. Before taxi checklist completed. Most of the United domestic 777s park here at the Foxtrot gates. When I took the 777-300ER from here to Dulles, I departed out of Foxtrot 13 or 15, I believe. across the runway here, we will get our strobe lights on. We're about to depart. We're right on time here. Gonna go full length. Alright, landing lights. Runway turn off, strobe, wing. And we'll get this chrono on. Up. Still wasn't a wide enough turn, of course.
Alaska 1327, RNAV high now, runway 1 right, clear takeoff. RNAV high now, close 6.
Alright, we are ready for takeoff. Spool them up to 40%. Stabilize. Thrust rough.
678 at Echo, cross 28 left, and contact ground. Cross 28 left on Echo, ground, so 166.
Thrust is set. Airspeed's live.
1 right, line up point, got 5629.
United 1632, runway 1
Not
left,
hold.
traffic left west.
Line up and wait, runway 1 left, United 1632.
V1.
Rotates. Goes back slowly. Positive brake, you're up. No nav. We'll fly runway heading for now. Go ahead and engage autopilot. Strike that left-hand turn. Go flaps clean.
Departure using 5629, coming for 1000 for coming via the trumpet.
Yeah, with 5629.
Everything looks good right now. We're passing through 7,000 feet. After takeoff checklist, landing gears up, flaps are up. After takeoff checklist completes. Feet, we're gaining speed. Landing lights off. Nothing but blue seas ahead of us now. I'll get our seatbelts off for now. Don't see any bad weather ahead of us, so.
166, radar contact with screen to the Terra. 166 Terra, Foxtrot Alpha from your destination. Five Alpha contact north Alpha approach 133.95. 133.95.
Alright, there is our cruising altitude of 32,000 feet. We have about 8 or 9 hours left in this flight. And I will be doing it all real time, no time compression or anything. I think that ruins the realism a little bit. So I'm gonna step out the cockpit, take some breaks, come back in, do our step climbs, and then I will talk back with you guys once we are a couple minutes out from our top of descent. Alright guys, we are about 20 to 30 minutes from our top of descent here.
Direct to Africa, American 1.
As you can see, it's a bit cloudy here in Japan. We're going to grab the weather here in a second. I did want to do our VREF. We'll do flaps 30, 140 on the speed. And we'll go ahead and grab the weather, do single request, and send that. It's overall been a pretty smooth flight though. Across the Pacific, haven't had any issues. This aircraft is super smooth. Alright, there is our weather. Alright, so we got 14 knot winds, nothing too crazy. Clouds at 2,500, 13,000, and our QNH is 1006, so we'll go ahead and get that set. And I did want to go over our arrival today as well. So we will be taking the Lubla Echo arrival. Go ahead and switch this to plan mode. Alright, so for our approach today, we're going to be taking the Lubla Echo arrival. As you can see here, we have Lubla not too far out from our top of descent. I actually made a shortcut to the next couple waypoints that made more sense. For our arrival, we're going to be arriving on 16 right. And then we'll get our approach course and all that dialed into here. I'm going to just set 157 now since we probably won't be using heading on our approach at all. There's 157, 200 on the minimums. You know, you have to drag the button a little bit, which is pretty realistic. So 200. Alright, for missed approach, climb to 800 on heading 157, turn right and climb to 6,000, so we have 6,000 for our missed approach altitude. We'll set that once we are fully established on the ILS. Go ahead and clear all of that, clear the lower display, Everything looks good so far on the flight. We'll just get ready for our top descent here in about 20 minutes. There's our turn. She should be descending any moment now. There's our top of descent. Engines are going to idle. There's our VNAV descent path. We're going to need some drag here. So we need to be at around 11,000 feet at Lubla. Just go ahead and set that. Make sure we stay in that descent profile. I believe I can see some land just on the horizon here. All the weather past that looks pretty horrendous though. We should be arriving somewhere over here. Gonna do auto brakes 2 for our arrival today. I'll go ahead and tell the passengers to get back in their seats. We're just getting thrown around right now. It's unbelievable how such a large aircraft can get impacted by 23 knots of wind. Descent checklists, recall. Just checked. No notes. Auto brake is 2. Landing data, we have flaps 30, 140 for our speeds, and minimums are 200. Approach briefing is completed. Descent checklist complete. Approach checklist completed. Some drag. We'll go ahead and grab one more weather update. Here's our weather, it's about the same. We have 14 knot winds, which is pretty bearable. Cancel that. 10,000 feet, sailing lights, wing light. You can see how unbelievably choppy the wind is, the water is, excuse me, due to the winds. Narita should be just under that cloud shadow over here. We got a huge drop in speed. Gonna need some more speed brake. We got the cabin ready chime. Slow up to the flaps up bug. Set 3000. We're officially over land now. Do have the airport in sight now. Hour 10 o'clock. Go flaps 5. Our timing is very good right now. I actually checked flight radar, and this exact flight is in the same position we are in right now. About to turn final into Narita. We need to be above 3,000. Go ahead and bring the speed back. Let's do a 170. A little bit of speed brake. Power should help with that as well. We've got our runway heading set. I'm gonna try and get fully established at this approach fix. Back on that profile. That's 20. Alright, we're turning final now. I'll grab the approach localizer once we are leveled off. Got a very strong crosswind going. Slow up to our UF speed. I'll get gear down. Flaps 30. Some hand flying going. Alright, landing checklist. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear is down. Flaps are 30. Landing checklist complete. Get our runway turn off lights on. Approach altitude set. At throttles. This is a very typical Narita approach right here. Wouldn't be surprised if we have to go around for an unstable approach.
500.
We'll try and get her down.
400.
124.2, just bring 837.
300. 200. Approaching minimums. 100. 50 minimums.
down. Reverse normal. Decel, get it back on the center line. Knots, stellar reversers, manual braking, and welcome to Tokyo Narita. That was a pretty decent landing. Did have the wrong minimum setting, but that's okay. We'll make a left here, clean up the aircraft. Flaps up. Turn this chrono off. Start up our APU. Running lights off. Runway turn offs off. Strobe off. Taxi light on. Okay, we're going to turn into here. APU is running, shutting down engine number 2. This is our gate right here. Taxi that off. Parking brake is set, APU is running. Go ahead and insert down engine number 1. Our ground power is available. Shutdown checklist, hydraulic panel is set, fuel pumps are off, flaps are up, parking brake is set, fuel control switches are on cutoff, and weather radar is off. Shutdown checklist complete. I hope you guys really enjoyed that flight from San Francisco over to Tokyo Narita. This is my first long haul in the 777 and I really enjoyed it. Definitely going to do a lot more videos with this aircraft, and you guys can go ahead and drop some routes that you'd like to see in the comments below. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.